Hi guys, Ashish this side. So this is part 5 of New Zealand series wherein I am telling you about everything you need to know for studying in New Zealand. So in this video I will be telling you about the cost of living in New Zealand, scholarships and education loan. So all these things which are required for you to understand in terms of cost of living in New Zealand is something I am going to tell you in this video. So let's get started. Now first thing that comes is cost of living in New Zealand. So the cost of living depends heavily on which part of New Zealand you will be living, along with how much you will be socializing. So some of the basic elements for living as an international students are accommodation or rent. So you will be living on campus or off campus. Then you have groceries, you have utilities, your phone bills, text and reference book, airfare for traveling to India. Apart from that, there can be other elements like going out, travel and vacation, if you have car rent or car insurance, internet, TV and all those. So these are some of your major expenses apart from your tuition fee. Then comes is the school expenses or tuition fee. So the tuition fee varies according to different universities, courses and the city. The tuition expenses in New Zealand might be up to 10,000 New Zealand dollars to 18,000 New Zealand dollars. So multiply it by 50 approximate for in Indian rupees for an UG degree. If you are thinking of applying for a PG course, then the cost would be approximately 14,000 to 24,000 New Zealand dollars per year. Now next comes is living expenses. So with your application for a student visa, you must provide evidence that you have sufficient funds to support yourself for studying through your stay in New Zealand. So government in any country, when you are planning for study abroad, do not want you to become a burden on them. So that is the reason they want the proof of fund, that you have sufficient funds so that you can survive here, right? If your program of study is longer than 36 weeks, you require more than 15,000 New Zealand dollars for each year, like 40 weeks of study. And for a single student, this would translate to approximately 300 to 350 per week for general living expenses. So if I talk about say 300 New Zealand dollars, that comes to about 15,000 Indian rupees. About this much you will be spending every week. Next comes is health insurance. So you are required to hold appropriate and current medical travel insurance as a condition of your visa, regardless of your length of your stay in New Zealand. So you must have a health insurance. The New Zealand government's code of practice for the pastoral care of international students. So they have this law requires all international students to have health and travel insurance. So you must have a health and travel insurance during their period of study. So again the same thing, that neither in case of your living expenses nor in case of your health or travel, government want you to become a burden. That is the reason the safest way is having an insurance and having the proof of funds to make sure they do not have a burden for you. Next is cost of living. It is the university's responsibility under the code to ensure enrolled international students have proper health and travel insurance. So university will be updating you, they will be asking your documents for the same. Most of the time universities provide the health insurance to students and the cost is included in first semester fee. So this can also be the possibility that your health insurance may be provided by university and they include the cost in your fee only. Student Safe, this is a insurance provider, is the most popular insurance provider in New Zealand. Now comes the scholarships. So merit based scholarship and need based waivers are awarded to international students. So here understand two things. One is comes merit based. So one, you are a meritorious student, you have got 90%, 95%, you have some great extracurricular activities, curricular activities. On the basis of that, you have great merit to get scholarship. Second is you are good in study but you are unable to afford that. So that is called need based fee waivers. So both are available, but for this you need to check the individual universities or institutes website, their criteria and understand and fulfill that. Next is candidates with strong academics, good performance on standardized exams and extracurricular activities would be eligible for scholarships, awards and financial assistance. So one more thing that comes is that IELTS, TOEFL or whatever standard exam, GRE, GMAT, if you score well in these exams also, your chances of scholarship increases. Next is to benefit from these opportunities, you should make sure to send all the requirement documents by the particular deadline. So you should be very careful of deadlines in terms of international study. In addition to this, the presentation of the application is also important because you will be judged by the image you projects. So the kind of image, that means how you are appearing in interviews, how you are sending your documents, the kind of professionalism that you manage will be very important. Next is about education loan. So I understand that this is a very important topic which you would want to know about. That is the reason I will be creating a separate video, dedicated video on education loan, and in that video I'll be telling you about the eligibility criteria, eligibility of courses, how much loan amount you can get as per the fee, what are the documentation required for the loan, and what is the repayment process of that loan, and I'll also be telling you about all the risks that may be required. So please stay tuned and keep checking the channel for education loan video. Now this is the end of part 5 of this series. In next part, which would be the last part of New Zealand series, I'll be telling you about the visa process, post-study options, placements and work and spouse visa. This channel has, apart from the New Zealand series, a lot of video on study abroad which you can go and explore, and I have tried to answer probably all the queries that you may have for study abroad. But I understand that after this also you may have some queries, so don't worry. I have put in the details in description on how you can contact us. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed this channel yet, please do subscribe. Like this video, comment, share with your friends, and I'll see you in some other video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay connected.